call it. But then, so from one hand, steadiness in Avodas Hashem is a very, very important quality. However, on the other hand, steadiness is not good enough. No chiddush, nothing new to it. It has to be. It's something new. You have to sometimes, connect yourself. The Rebbe spoke, particularly in the year Tav Shinun, which was Teishnas Nissen. The Rebbe spoke that in the month of Nissen, the Yid has to do his avoid in such a way that it should be considered like a miracle compared to his avoid. In other words, the Rebbe said the word Nes comes from the word Nes al HaHorim. They used to have, like you have a flag, in the camp. You want that everyone in the place in the army, wherever you want everyone to gather to the flag. You put the flag all the way up in a very high spot. The Rebbe says your avodah has to be that's totally above and beyond your expectations. That's the avodah of Chodesh Nissen. So it doesn't take away from the fact that there has to be a steadiness, but Chodesh Nissen introduces the avodah of going completely beyond. So, Chaim. We got practical?
Very practical.
There's a reminder of the Rebbe, the Pod of Shalom, I forget which year. The Rebbe says, what does it mean to learn Torah L'mayla and Gidav Agbola? To learn Torah higher than any limitation. The Rebbe said if you have a set time to learn, you learn an extra minute, I think the Rebbe said, even that extra minute to be considered L'mayla and Gidav Agbola. Doesn't mean you have to sit on 24 hours a day, or 25 hours a day. But it means to go beyond yourself. Your comfort zone is, like what Rabbi writes in Tanya about 101. Your comfort zone is the place you learn from 3 to 4. When I learn to 4:05, it comes 4 o'clock, you're already,
Empty.
Yeah, so you learn an extra 5 minutes, that could be the Ma'am Didav Agbola. It doesn't have to, that could be going beyond, stretching it beyond your comfort zone. But there's a much deeper nikud over here, that the question by a Yid, the Rabbi seen, what's his name, Rabbi Yadin Even Yisrael, still around?
Yeah, Farbrengen.
Better? He's huh? I'm saying he had a stroke. How's he
Really?
going? Yeah.
For Shalom.
Yeah. So,
Character, he's a big character.
Yeah. So he once wrote to the Rebbe that he was involved, I think he wrote 3 different projects. And each project would require all his time. So which one should he choose to do? So the Rebbe answered him, we should do all 3. So he said in his place.
This is a din?
Yeah. So he said the Rebbe wanted, that was giving some example from physics. At the same time, you put a lot of pressure on something, so the essence of that particular matter changes into something else. So he's saying the Rebbe wants that we should, turn into, we shouldn't, we go so much out of ourselves, but we can turn into something different. We don't stay within the limited confines of who we are, but we can turn into someone, someone that can do things beyond their capability. Chaim.
Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, yeah?
Shabbos is Shabbos, there's a triple header this week.
Triple header. The only time is simple story, right? Only other time.
And Shabbos, or Shabbos.
The ball he wants to play it though.
It's 3 simultaneously?
Yeah.
No, you've been there for a while, so we have to make sure you have to be extra nice to you.
Mark. You get this?
Game.
What? Close it up.
Are these Baruch Hashem game or just game?
your words? You see your words? It's done.
It works.
Your words affect. Especially if the person is like that, you just bring it out.
Right.
Like if someone's tight, they're tight. Right. It's not going to help what you
No, he's not.
Now we'll start with something practical.
Yeah.
We basically said you have to start learning 1 minute a day.
That's good. That's the practical.
That's true. Yeah. That's how that's how you have to look at it. It's true. You don't have to mind the vote. Just go out a little bit from yourself.
That was a joke. I know you're learning 10 minutes. Shouldn't go down.
The deeper Nakuda that Rebbe wants, how do we look at ourselves? Certain people today, they think there was a of somebody that he walks into a house and he opens up his house, treasures of diamonds and pearls and everything. The people that stay in the house are all, shaking up. It's all, the man is going crazy. But the guy that brings the treasures, the guy that found the treasures, Bachal not so excited. So they ask him why. So he says that he found this treasure place somewhere who knows how many miles away from the city, and it was a huge, huge treasure. And he tried to take as much as he can. Every few feet he had to go, he had to empty out, and he couldn't take so much. So whatever he had was only a fraction of what he started off with. So what he had was amazing, but knowing what he left behind made him, not
distraught.
So the moshel was whatever. I know the Baal Shem says this book. I heard this one from Rabbi from our son was saying. For a yid, if he knows what he's able to achieve, so then even if he achieves a lot, depends how a person looks at himself. Looks at himself, he's only able to achieve face 10 minutes a day. He learns extra minutes. He pushes. Knacked Elam, he went beyond. He went in outer space. Fine. But if a person looks at himself, then really a yid is not under the limitations of Teva. So whatever he does to go out of himself, he realizes how much more there is to do. So he has a whole different look at it. It depends if you look at yourself that to begin with you're limited to Teva. So then whatever you accomplish is okay, fine. Listen, at the end of the day, according to limitations of nature, this is as much as I could do. Or if you look at yourself, that really you're beyond nature. So the fact that you're still limited by nature bothers you. So I don't know whether it's practical or not practical. The whole point is that it's not practical, it should be practical.
And Moshe opens a new company every week.
Keep things interesting. Right?
Fine.
Moshe Motors is not Motors.
All right.
The money has like balls.
I wish it reflected in my bank account,
The money has like balls.
The ideas are up with that Hakbala, but it's an Asad Meir.
Oh, the Maya is
Guest of honor.
See right here.
Yeah.
Give you the medicine right away.
So on so what do you call practical?
1 minute, that's good for you.
Oh, very good. Good.
I love that. Wall art. What?
Walter mitten?
Face, man. Baal Shem hat einmal gesagt, Teres Hashem Tzmima. What does it mean, Teres Hashem Tzmima? Teres Eibush is complete.
What besides complete? What's the shot?
So he said, as much as you learn, as much as people learn, that they never ever touched it.
How are you going to tell us?
Still remains complete. It was
Kind of
never
something
touched.
good.
Never even scratched the surface. Anyway.
So do we care about Rosh Hashanah or it's off the calendar?
It's a great day.
Do we care about it or is it just a Mishnah and
First
Mishnah
of
and
all,
Masech Rosh
the Rabbi
Hashanah?
speaks that the Chodesh Nisan, we start saying the Nasi, yeah?
Yeah.
And we start saying the Nasi, the Rabbi wants to go to Sichas, the principle of the Sichas. And after the Nasi, you say Yehi Ratzon. The Ratzon that we say after the Nasi is every day for the first 12 days of the month of Nisan. We say the portion in the Torah, the Karbanos that Nasi brought when the Mishkan was inaugurated. And we say, if I'm from this tribe, so you're eternal alive, all the holy sparks and all the lights that are included in the holiness of this shade that shine on me.
You notice that these Nisim weren't very creative.
They were very creative.
Except with their names.
They were creative that they were doing the same exact thing the other one was doing with totally different intentions. That I should understand. That I should do your will all the days of my life, me and my children forever. So the Rebbe said we don't find any other. This tefillah is a very powerful tefillah. That because I read this portion of the Torah of the Nasi, so it's going to affect me and my children. So English the ganze Bier. I think the point of what the Rebbe says is that when the Mishkan, the inauguration of the Mishkan, in a certain sense, this was included the whole future of the Jewish people. Because this was the first time the Yidden as an Am B'nai Yisrael, as a nation of Jews, were building a Mishkan for Hashem, and they were bringing Karbanos for Hashem. So the Nesiim, as the leaders of the Jewish people, they weren't just bringing a carbon to inaugurate the Mishkan for now. This was giving the Koyach, Silas explains, the Karbanos that they were bringing, were drawing down lights for the whole future Avodah in the Mishkan, in the first Beis HaMikdash, the second Beis HaMikdash, or third Beis HaMikdash. So when the Nasi did that, and we're reading, so he brought down such great lights. When we read about it, it affects us. It's something.
Still keeps affecting us.
And the Nekuda is you have to be connected to the Nasi. The Nasi is Mamshech. The Nasi draws down things for you, your children, your Einik forever.
But I mean, those that see him were like Shiva, like
Creator.
was up to them as being created.
Because they both the same exact bonus like the other one.
Created. They were
created. It says that each one brought the same carbon is a total different reason. The Sikh of the Rabbi, by the way, if you're interested, the Rabbi explained a very interesting thing according to Rashi, that there's a general remez in the carbonis and there's a particular remez in the carbonis. General remez in the carbonis were all the same. But then each one took that general thing and had their personal spin
had different
had their
nuances.
personal application.
What's the story to Rebbe with the letter and the bracha? He says, "Oh, it's the same letter I'm getting anyway." What's the story to Rebbe? By Ritzah letter.
Yeah,
and
it happened with whatever. It happened to say the story of people. I know one person that happened to.
That
there was a group of Bachrim that by the Bar Mitzvah they were speaking. Everyone got a letter from the Rebbe for his Bar Mitzvah. So they said, one guy was saying, people, the Rebbe knows. The Rebbe was like signing the letters and he knows about you. So they had then a group, I think it was a Lamed Ches, it was after the Rebbe's had, they were going in, I don't know, the group Yechidus, whatever it was. And when this Bacher, so all the other Bacher, this particular Bacher passed by, the Rebbe told him, by the way, your letter is in the mosque, whatever place. Like, basically, I signed your letter and the letter's in the mosque. So the Bacher understood. You know.
So Al Derech Zeh, we say each Nasi had his own.
Nasi. In other words, there's a certain meaning that a Nasi draws down things for eternity. When you connect yourself to the Nasi, it's affecting you and your children like it's.
Dairei Dairis.
Wow.
Even if you're a Kohen. Say it.
Yeah,
It says,
right, that's right.
Wat meint even if you're a Kohen? Onder de Kohanim?
No, if you're a Kohen, you say, if I come from Shevet Yehuda.
Ah, I say you're not Shaykh to Shaykh.
Yeah, so by Chabad, we still say, he rots, and explain on the Kabbalah, whatever it might be. It can sein, as us, an der Shama von Achad Shevet, whatever.
Maybe a mixed breed.
It's not a mixed breed, it's a Kabbalistic concept called Ibur.
Ibur from the Neshamas.
Sometimes you could have a neshama, there could be other neshamas from people, other people from other people that pass away that are like enclosed in you temporarily.
Hoe gaat dat dan nou aan de grond hakken in de vorm?
I mean, that is all, many stories, Marshall, there was once that is how one of the students came and that Izal stood up for him. So why did he stand up for him? Because this student just did Pidyon Shvuyim or something, he was helping.
Wow.
And Pinchas Ben Yor was heavily involved in Pidyon Shvuyim. So when he walked, I might not be saying the story accurately, but the point was he walked in, the Neshama of Pinchas Ben Yor was Mulubish in him at that time because he did something so
how do we do the mitzvah of Pidyon or Shvuyim nowadays?
How do you do the mitzvah of Pidyon Shvuyim nowadays? So first of all, there's many things that we have to redeem ourselves out of Golos.
Yeah.
So the Rebbe says to have to well, there are Jews that are unfortunately that are, might need help or might be behind bars or might be stuck in other, maybe, it's not like you had years ago in Europe where the Potters would throw the guy into dungeons who didn't pay rent.
Right, and now...
Would you say that Pidyon Shvuyim is not the same importance since it's not life and death, it's just the...
Well, Pidyon Shvuyim is, I don't know the halachic ramifications of Pidyon Shvuyim, but still there's, it's Pidyon Shvuyim, it's somebody
I know there are homeless people that are happy to go to jail for as long as possible.
I don't blame them.
They get many few years a day, it's not like...
Is it like Tinok Shanishba? Is that like redeeming them?
That's a spiritual type of Pidyon Shvuyim.